Well, I'm back. We're up to what, August 8th? I guess it is. I lose track of time. I'm retired. So, obviously, a lot of good stuff to do outdoors. Haven't done much here. But I want to take the time to walk my line, and you can see where I'm at. I'm gaining on it. So this is Highland up here, and the Norfolk Southern Yard is up here, where this locomotive is sitting. That, in theory, is going to head off to the rest of the world. We have the Norfolk Southern Yard down here, and I have three, if I can get my camera right here, I've got three outbound spurs, and over next to the wall, three inbound spurs. So the inbound is set up so the locomotives that are coming back from Samanthaville or Whitfield can just pull into the inbound yard and drop off the cars and go out the other end, and can come down to the end here and come back up along this side. Come back up, where's my finger? Come back up here and then back in and pick up the outbound trains to head off. So that's the yard for Norfolk Southern. I do have a spur here that could eventually be an engine repair shop, and then a siding. This siding right here comes around to Linebury Aggregates, which has two places to load cars. But once the Norfolk Southern leaves Highland, comes around over next to the wall, goes behind Linebury, it's going to head down here, and I'm not going to walk all the way around, but all along the wall there's a ramp that goes in front of that window, but there's also a turnout that comes across this bridge. Okay, maybe I will go this way. So the Norfolk Southern, if it's coming to Whitfield, can come across this bridge and run this outer loop up here, where it can go to the inside of the two here for the inbound and drop off an inbound train, go all the way around, come back to the outer one where the Whitfield local has maybe left off some cars for outbound, take them back around here across the bridge back to Highland to be reclassified for the rest of the world or wherever. So Whitfield is a lower level here. I do have three lift outs, but I have a small yard here with three industries and two spurs. Actually three, but one of them's for pulling cars ahead to back into this industry, this scrapyard. Over here I've got two tracks that come around on the lower part of this ledge. So when the Whitfield local picks up an inbound from Norfolk Southern, which we just saw up above, it would bring it down and drop it off on the inside one here. Inbound is in the inside. And then if there are any getting ready to go to outbound on the outside, it could pick them up and take them back and deposit them up on that outbound track that we just visited. So the line that comes around through Whitfield, this one outside length here, which is, I guess, in a sense, an extended spur, serves a lumber yard. I've got a spine car sitting there. And then there's another industry down there with two sidings, two spurs. Oh, and if take the inside track and turn off to the right, come down onto this peninsula. This peninsula is currently my intermodal yard here. and 2 sidings. I had a farm co-op here, but I've got room for a couple of possible industries here, so I've got three spurs there. But also, if they don't turn off to go to that peninsula, they can turn off here and come into the north yard of Whitfield. And I've got a Golden Flame fuel company here, which deals in coal. It deals in propane, it deals in fuel oil. And then I've got a runaround here with an extension so I can back cars up and take them to this little warehouse industry here. So that's pretty much Whitfield. Now let's say that the Norfolk Southern is not bringing cars for Whitfield, it's bringing it for Samanthaville or Jamesburg. It's going to come down, this is a descending track at this point, into Samanthaville. And for Samanthaville, there are 2 sidings here which are inbound. So the Norfolk Southern will back into these 2 tracks that are closest to me, drop off the inbound, go all the way down to there, and we'll get down there in a minute. And there's 2 outbound tracks where they can pick up a train. Also here, there's another double-ended siding which goes to Blowers Ag Supply. Have a runaround track here for the local to adjust cars, because I've got, I forget the terms, facing and trailing turnouts, so locomotive needs to be on different ends for different sidings. I do have a team track here. Right now a lot of heavy equipment has been unloaded and waiting to be picked up. But over and back, the local can take cars back here. There's a siding with a warehouse here. And then down here is a double siding for Centennial Mills. One to that dock down there and one to 2 doors here. Or back up, and again, so those would be backing in, but now locomotive would have to pull down and back this way. Cold storage with 3 doors here. A runaround track, which I don't know if it's terribly visible in this light. And then there will be, he said confidently, another industry down here. Will be a triangular shaped building down to about nothing at that end, and probably about 3-4 inches across at this end. So that's Samanthaville. Now the Norfolk Southern, instead of backing up and depositing on those 2 inbound tracks, so it did, let's dropped off local. These are the 2 outbound tracks here. And so the Norfolk Southern can pick up the cars that are destined to go back to Norfolk Southern, to Highland, for reclassification distribution. The other track will be for the local to pick up cars that are going to go over to Jamesburg. But let's say that the Norfolk Southern is a delivery for Jamesburg, which can then just come down and come through, don't you love my camera work, through Samanthaville. Oh, by the way, yeah, Samanthaville has another siding here, and this is for, I know what that was. This is Blindberry Aggregates. This one up here is Glacier Gravel. Put my label in the wrong place. Good thing it's not glued. And I also have another industry here for Samanthaville. Manufacturing, I don't remember the name, I'm going to say Borkowski. Manufacturing for trucks to pick up. But there's 2 sidings here. One car can go in the building for loading. And this one, probably I'll have 2 doors here for loading box cars, or flat cars, I suppose. There's also a place for them to pick up fuel to run their operations here. So anyway, the train headed for Jamesburg is coming down and back. It's going to come across this bridge, take probably the outside track here, come around, and the incoming train's going to go across this bridge. It's going to go over and back, and there are two, well, really just one inbound track here. Those cars are not in the right place, but that's the way I work. Anyway, so I have an inbound track. The locomotive can go down to the end, come back the other side, come around to here, back up, pick up an outbound, and right now there are no outbound cars. There's just one locomotive sitting there, but I have two outbound tracks. So one would be a set of cars going to Samanthaville, and the other set would be going to Highland for the Norfolk Southern yard. So Norfolk Southern in, drop off some cars, come over here, pick up some cars and leave. The local, so this locomotive and the one we saw in back, can then start moving cars around, and they've got, well, this is ultimately a runaround here, but they've got an industry that comes to this side with two ends to it, and this is a refining company sitting here. And then down here we've got a plastics. Here we've got ADM grain, and I've got a warehouse. I think I've got a footprint and a picture of the kit sitting there, but two sidings here for this industry. Now, where those coal cars are sitting, they are loaded because they just came out of the California Coal Company, which will have 3 loading sidings. Right now I'm monkeying with switch motors, which are not cooperating with me, but there will be 3 sidings into that coal company, and possibly, and that's not sitting where it's going to be sitting more over here, getting coal out of a mountain. There may be another siding coming around here, and I can have another industry back in this corner. So that's kind of where I'm at. Track is what, 95% done. I just have the coal yard and that possible industry, those 4 ends there to finish up and get working. The rest of it's working. Obviously not scenic, so I've got a lot of scenery work to do. So that's my update as of August 8th, 2025. Hope your day's going well. Maybe you'll tune in later.